Today's episode is brought to you by Hello Tushy. Hello Tushy is taking care of your behind. Also today we're brought to you by ButcherBox. ButcherBox, making all your meals delicious with some good meat. Yeah, that's right. Yep. All right, let's jump into this podcast. Hello, everybody. It's time for Ghost and Crendor.
Ghost and Crendor in the morning.
In the morning. Broadcasting live. In 4-hour recording studio. Recording. Wake your ass up. It's the Crendor in the morning. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Cox and Crendor in the morning.
Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Hello. Welcome.
Welcome to the podcast.
Broadcasting live on 103.4, The Raven.
Caw.
I hate The Raven. That channel sucks.
Yeah, that channel sucks.
Caw.
They're telling you to never quote it.
Yeah, never quote The Raven.
How's it going?
Dude, I got two stories. I'll let you decide where we go first.
All right.
We can either go to Jesse Love Life or Jesse and Alex Fossiani have a conversation that is insane.
All right, let's kick it off with Jesse Alex Insane, because you've been hyping this up off the
Great.
podcast.
All right. So, I do another podcast called Chilluminati with Mr. Alex Fossiani and with Mr. Mike
Mr. Mike.
Martin.
Mr. Mike.
Mr. Mike. And while we today had a great guest, Pat the NES Punk came on, and we talked about like a crazy story. It was the normal Chilluminati stuff. If you've never listened to it, it is straight up just us talking paranormal things and me being like, that's not real. Anyway, after the show ended, after we were done, Alex and Pat had a conversation that I couldn't pull myself away from. And by conversation, I mean, it was these two men passionately debating a topic. And I want to pose this topic to you. I'm going to breach the confidence of the group because it's so insane to me. And I just walked out of there that I can't stop thinking about it.
All right.
So we were talking about how YouTubers could bridge the gap from YouTube success to mainstream success. And myself and Pat had the opinion that that's not possible. Most people that do that, they attempt to and fail because there's a market cap on what people are willing to watch. Like, you could take a Markiplier, for example, and say we're going to make him a celebrity. Right. I'd wager they've already tried to do that. And Markiplier is at the peak of, like, Markiplier gets the audience Markiplier has, and that is, like, what he has. And if he could have anything else, they would have tapped that by now. The man was repped by Disney.
Yeah.
Alex, however, is like he didn't have the right marketing. If he was marketed well, you can get anything can be marketed well. If you market Markiplier well in the right way, if you find the right fit for him and then put him out there and you put money behind it, if he just had a good marketing team, I was like, you don't think he had a good marketing team? Like, the man has infinite cash. He has major companies behind him. Of course they market him all the time. The problem is that, you know, he's not a mainstream actor. He's not going to become the next Tom Hanks. And so Alex was like, well, Tom Hanks, let me tell you, Tom Hanks was marketed very well. And we're like, what do you mean? He had to earn his way up to being like America's dad by being in a bunch of movies back to like working his ass off and also being like a good dude and making good decisions outside of the film industry, like in his personal life. And the way that, you know, he treated people and stuff. And then Alex was like, well, I mean, it's all marketing. If you get like good marketing people. And I was like, wait, are you saying you want to like mold people to form a vision of what would make them like, that is some dystopian shit. That's like where you make a person a fake person. I'm like, what are you? And he was convinced. He was like, give me $50,000. I can remake you. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he was so convinced of the power of marketing. And I was like, Alex, you are talking about marketing as if you do everything I say, it'll be success. When Everyone in marketing who went to all the marketing schools says the exact same thing, and most of the time they fail. And it isn't because their idea was bad. It's just because sometimes stuff fails, and in marketing, it's most of the time.
Yeah.
And he was so convinced, and I can't tell you how wrong he was. Like, I don't know where your thoughts are on something like this, but like, he was convinced that you could take a PewDiePie or a Markiplier or whatever, and he was like, I mean, look at Issa Rae. I was like, yeah, but Issa Rae was never on the same level as them. Issa Rae was an actor who made videos because she couldn't get work and then got work.
Yeah.
That's like, these guys were dudes who screamed at scary games and then stopped screaming at scary games and now make videos about their personalities, and people are there for it because they like their personalities. But that doesn't mean that they're going to be the next great comedian or the next great whatever. I mean, whatever her name was, Lily Singh, I guess, or whatever.
Right.
She moved from YouTube to doing a late night show, and everyone panned. They were like, she's not funny.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, and it isn't because, she was very funny on YouTube. So what happened? What changed? And that's the thing. And I don't think he's thinking about it, and it's driving me crazy. I don't know what is in his head, but at one point, I swear to God, he said, like, you need to think of the world as not being structured. I was like, what does that mean, bro? What are you saying right now?
All right. The irony behind that statement is that by going from a place like YouTube or an online presence to television is that you become more structured. And that in itself is part of the problem, because people hate television because of how structured it is.
Exactly.
To me, it's just completely different forms of media. And there's like people that are TV actors and stuff that try to go to YouTube, and they don't even do that well. It's like the vice versa going there. I mean, look at, what was it? The Annoying Orange. The Annoying Orange got a, what was it, Nickelodeon series or just something, and it just like didn't do anything.
That kid Fred, remember him?
Fred, yeah.
What happened to Fred? Fred was popular on the internet, got a TV show, vanished.
Yeah. There was a search for YouTubers TV shows. There's Grace Helbig. I remember her.
Yeah, Grace was huge, and then she got a TV thing and vanished. Now, she could be doing something else, but the idea is, if you're talking about fame, because Alex was trying to convince us that he could create, like, I don't think he would say it this way, but honest to God, what he was trying to do was like create the next cultural phenomenon. He was convinced that he can make the next Coke out of a person, is what I think he was trying to get to.
Right,
he was like, if you just give me the ability to mold you with this advertising and the marketing, we can make you something that is the next. Basically, he wanted to make Aristotle, where 1,000 years from now, we're still talking about Markiplier, which is never going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
All right, how high was Alex? Was he like blazed out of his mind?
I mean, I'm going to say not. I'm going to say not high. I think he honestly believes that he can do this, but I think he's coming to it from a place that is like nonsensical.
Yeah, I mean, if that was possible, then somebody would just keep doing it over and over. So it would just be a formula you follow.
Done it already. Like the idea that someone like who was the dude who was very popular right now in Minecraft? Any Minecrafter, doesn't even matter. Anyone on YouTube, any YouTuber, if they were successful and popular enough, that like all the Among Us people that blew up and became super famous, whatever the case may be, all those like 16-year-olds who are Minecraft and every day on Twitter, you log in and there's like 800 posts about them. All that stuff.
Yeah.
Advertising agencies, marketing people have seen that. And if they can't make anything out of them, then like it's not possible right now.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, he's trying to sell it as like we need to make them big on like old media. Like, why do you want to go to old media? I never understood that. Like, people like, we gotta take this person on new media, go to old media. It's like old media is dying. Why do we have to go to old media? Like, it's stupid.
Again, I don't know what he was like the point he's trying to make.
I don't get what he's trying to do still.
I think he's coming at it from like a brand attitude of like Coke. They plan stuff a year in advance. And even though they've had failures, they're always like swinging successes in the end. And like all these companies, and I'm like, those are companies.
Yeah.
Those are like corporate entities that are totally different than a human being. And you're trying to like take a human and corporatize that human and then sell it packaged to all of us. And here's the thing. We can, like, normal everyday people can smell that shit.
Yeah, that's why they liked things like YouTube and Twitch, because it bypasses that. Nobody wants that.
And then he gave an example about like, oh, well, if you look at when they made the Ninja Turtles, because for some reason we got on the Ninja Turtles. Look, it was a wide-ranging conversation. We got on the Ninja Turtles, and he was like, during the time period, I think Pat said something about the Ninja Turtles and how like people at the time tried to make additional variations of Ninja Turtles, and they failed. And he's like, they saw success, they tried to replicate it, and it failed. Like, that happens. And we were trying to explain to Alex, like, it happens, dude. Like, you can't always just market something and be successful. And he was like, yeah, but like I wouldn't do like the Ninja Turtles but birds, or the Ninja Turtles but this. I do something totally different. I was like, who would buy that? At the time, everyone said we want more Ninja Turtles. You're now creating a thing no one has any pre-knowledge of, and you're gonna sell it to who? Who are you? You know, like it. Honest to God, I was losing my mind. I was like, what are you talking? So. And the reason I bring this up is because I had to make Crendor wait an hour and a half to start recording this because I couldn't leave this conversation. I was so involved. I was like, Alex, I can't with you right now. What are you talking about? And I couldn't. If I left, it meant I gave up and let him have the victory. I couldn't do it. Finally, I had to be like, guys, I gotta go. I can't do this anymore.
To be fair, Alex does sound crazy in this scenario. I think he's absolutely insane. Which wouldn't be the first time I've thought Alex is insane. So it checks out.
The problem is, like, he was so passionate about it that I know he believes. I know he believes in it fundamentally to his core. Like, I know he's convinced. And the thing is I guarantee he has like some experience working with marketing stuff, because I know he's done marketing jobs with other different people. So I know he knows that he thinks he can do this. But like, YouTubers and YouTubers' brands are themselves. People watch or tune into this show because it's us. I don't think they give a shit about the news or the weather or whatever. They're here to hear our reactions to those things.
Right. Well, that's what I was saying. That's why old media is dying, because people that are under the age of like 40 are like, I don't want to put on television and see some fake people talk about stuff and have it be scripted and all this. They would just want like people to be real. And like, if you're real, even on Twitch, there's like a sense of like fakeness to some people, but they're still like just being a, more heightened version of themselves, or like a crazier version of themselves, but they're still themselves deep down.
Yeah. And there's an overwhelming amount of choice.
Yeah.
You can find anything and anyone on YouTube or Twitch or wherever online.
Yeah.
And that's not possible on TV.
That's
trying
why people
to create
are cutting cable. People are getting rid of TV stuff.
Yeah. And now we have to deal with the fact that everyone has like 18 subscriptions to dumb services, which is a totally different stupid thing. But here's the thing. I'd rather have a dumb subscription to a service that I can press play and not see 80 commercials than pay to have cable and see all those damn commercials.
Oh, yeah. And you can just get all the channels you wanted anyway. Like, if you're like, I want Discovery Channel, it's like, we pay like $10. There you go. You got it.
Yeah, now you have the thing you watch all the time.
Yeah. I was going to say, this is a good segue. So I looked at your Twitter again.
Oh, boy.
A
Yes.
classic. And I saw you mention, I replied to it, watching streamers who pay attention to games. All right?
And yes, where are we going with this?
I wanted you to go more in depth to that, because when I read that, like, you had a lot of people responding to you being like, your old man Jesse over here, like, I like blah blah, but like, it sounded like a really vague tweet, which is the problem with Twitter.
Yeah, all I was saying is, one of the things that when I tune in to watch someone on stream, I don't care if they shout out people that donate bits. I don't care if they are talking while playing the game or whatever. None of that matters to me. It's their form of entertainment. The thing that annoys me the most is when people are sitting there either looking at their phone for 5 minutes and not even engaging chat, Or when people are playing a game, but they're not really, you know what? There's like that not really playing it thing where they're just kind of like, it's on and it's on a screen and the character hasn't moved and they're just kind of like out of it.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, yo, what if instead you just stopped streaming and like took a nap or something? Like it drives me crazy that people have this mentality of like, I have to be on, I have to stream. I said I would stream today, and so I will. And it's like, no, you really don't. And all you're doing is making me not want to watch you because your lack of investment in this game is breaking my heart. And I don't want to see you sit there and text your friends on your phone like, yo, if this is your job, entertain us. Like, you're the entertainer and we're here to watch you entertain us, and you have it's clear you don't care about what you're doing right now.
I think most people can tell when someone doesn't care.
That's
right?
I mean, that's what I was trying to say. That's what the point of the tweet was I just watched someone do that, where it was very obvious they did not care, and I was so outraged that they had like 1,000 people watching them not care, and the chat was just entertaining itself. And I was like, shut up. This sucks. I hate this. I hate this. Because I guess the chat had gotten so used to them not caring. And I was like, man, I don't know how you do this. But people made jokes like, oh, you think that Twitch is for games and stuff. Like, it's different. The idea of like people not playing video games or whatever is fine as long as they're doing something that seems like an entertainment. Like someone, I obviously am not going to be entertained by everything. Just like people who watch me aren't going to be like, he's not funny. I don't like him. His game, he doesn't do whatever. That's fine. Everyone has preferences. I'm simply saying that there is a bare minimum I expect from streamers. And a lot of them are not hitting it. And it blows my mind. And I think a lot of people don't think of this as a job.
I would say that if they kept doing that, then people would leave. So they have to be doing something.
I'm telling you, man.
Unless there's like if I did that, I would do a stream being like just chatting, and I would just be like on my phone, and it would just be on my phone for like 30 minutes, and then I'd stop streaming. But that's like a setup goof.
You're doing it as like a modern. I know you. You're like modern arting this shit.
Yeah,
you are taking a concept and running with it. You are not in the middle of a game, pausing, standing there, and then checking out for 25 minutes on your phone. Like, not even like he got up and had to go do something. Like, that I can understand, leaving the screen. I'm saying, like, staying on camera and zoning out. And then, like, going back to the game and, like, half-assing it and, like, not really playing, just, like, running around in circles for 25 minutes. And kind of, like, you know, here's how I know that you don't give a shit. When you start asking chat questions that are like not related to anything that's been happening last 25 minutes. When you're just trying to get chat to like talk to itself. That's how I know that you are checked out completely. Because you're just like going through the motions of keeping people engaged. And I'm telling you, it's like a symptom of burnout. It's a symptom of all these things. I'm not saying streamers are bad for doing X, Y, and Z. I'm saying turn the stream off, walk away. There's nothing worse than watching an entertainer who does not give a damn.
But I'd still argue that there's still people watching. So, like, I mean, even though, like, it's not like people are like, this guy's not paying attention. This guy's boring. I'm out of here. Like, they're still there. So There's got to be something.
I would wonder how many people were there in the past and how many people will be there in 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I would want to know that information. I obviously don't know it, but it does seem like a lot of YouTube and Twitch is also cult of personality stuff. So people show up because they like the person, and it's comforting to them to have the same, you know, I show up every day at this time to do this thing, right, and I'm a part of it. And so, yeah, I don't know. I imagine that wears off after a while.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I think it's... because I know there was people that would they'd play something like Hearthstone, but they'd use Hearthstone as like just a game to play while they were doing just chatting back before you couldn't do just chatting.
Right. Yeah.
Like that used to be a thing, but I haven't really seen anything like that. Where it's
but
just
that
somebody
is
being like, eh.
Just chatting. The good just chatters are busting their ass. They're like putting on a show. Despite what you may think, they're putting on a show. Even if that show is like, I got all dolled up and look at my boobs, they still did and put work into it.
Right.
And there's a difference between the people who are just like and you said this, very obviously have given up. And that's what I was tweeting about, are those people. And everyone knows who they are, because everyone who was like, well, what about, like, no, you all, that's why I had a follow-up tweet that was like, stop being dumb. You all know what I'm talking about. Everyone knows a person like this. You've seen them.
Yeah. I mean, okay, that makes sense. Well, from your tweet, like, you made it sound like you were saying, like, for example, like if I played PUBG with somebody and I just talked for like an hour and not pay attention to the game, we just podcasted over PUBG while we sit in a field. You didn't like that. That's what I got from.
That's like again, this is why Twitter sucks ass.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No. What I was saying was, and that's why I clarified with a follow-up tweet. Like, there's a difference. Like playing a game. If you and I were sitting in a field in PUBG, part of the expectation is we're gonna sit in a field, talking, waiting for someone to come across us. Like that's part of the thing. That's the game, right? It's exploring a house and like finding weird shit and then hiding out waiting to kill a person. Like that's it.
You're just old man.
And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with having my expectations be not met. It happens.
I think my issue would be if someone's just kind of like, they don't care, like what you're saying. That reminds me of like in sports or something. Like some dude is in like he's got like a few years left on his contract. And he's like, you know, doing well, but then the team's not doing well, and he just kind of half-asses it. He's just kind of going through the motions, and it's like,
that is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Also, I'm saying, like, people are paying to watch this person. People want to go there, like, oh, I can't wait to see John Johnson play basketball today, and then he half-asses it, and you're like, well, that sucked. So, yeah, like, I can see from that.
It sucks to watch in a sporting event. It sucks to watch, like, you go to see, because I think people forget, like, not everyone can watch every one of your streams. And when people show up, they have an expectation of what you're going to do and how you're going to make them feel. It's your job. You are an entertainer. When people leave your stream, they should be like, man, that was good. I would love to come back again. That person made me feel a certain way. I smiled and laughed because of them. It's like if you went and saw a comedian and their show sucked, but you, like, for years were like, this person's hilarious. Why was that show terrible? You would feel a certain way about that. And that's how I felt watching this person. Like, you're great. What are you doing? Why are you acting this way? You know? And that's why I tweeted. Should I have tweeted about it? Clearly not, because everyone was like, do you hate us? I'm like, no. Why does everyone think it's about them personally? No, I don't hate you. This one person I watched really upset me, and I don't know why. Everyone is just, like, upset that I think that they are bad at streaming. That's not, I didn't say that. That's not what came out of my mouth.
Yeah, I mean, it could also be a thing where, like, some people, they've, like, streamed for so long or they've done YouTube for so long, they just go through the motions of it because it's just like, it's what I got to do now. They just kind of do it, but they've lost their passion for it, essentially.
And that's sad, man. I want someone to if that happens to me, and sometimes it does, truth be told, I want someone to shake me, be like, Jesse, stop it! And I will be so appreciative. So if I hit someone to the core and they're like, damn, that is me, bro. Great. I would love to see someone change.
Well, I mean, it could also be other things. They could also be going through, like, hard times in life, and they're just kind of like, but they still got to stream and make money. You know?
And I would say maybe don't stream that day then. I know you got to stream to make money, but, like, if you're going through hard times in life, like, life comes first, y'all.
Yeah. Well, I agree. You still got to take breaks. We've talked about that. The old burnout, taking breaks feels good. Stop workaholicing. It's also a big problem on Twitch. People just going like, I'm gonna stream 8 billion hours. It's like, you gotta calm down. I also saw that you were losing subs on YouTube and losing Twitter people and Instagram people. You're gaining TikTok and Twitch.
Yeah. Yes, correct.
So, like, why do you think that is?
I honestly, YouTube has just been stagnant. I haven't lost or gained. I did lose some when I made my World of Warcraft video. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I made my World of Warcraft video, and people literally said, like, I'm never dealing with Blizzard again, and unsubscribed from me like I was Blizzard.
It's funny because I had the opposite, where I made my World of Warcraft video and people subscribe.
Well, that checks out. That makes sense. Because you haven't spent the last year being like, Blizzard is a mess. What a terrible company.
That's true.
All
You're
I did was
also-
react to the thing. I didn't say like, and this is why this is the best game. I didn't do any of that stuff. I said that it looks kind of bland, but I think it's neat. Dragons are neat, and I think that like some of the changes they made to the UI and all that stuff, I was like, that's pretty good. That's actually very good. And people, I guess, were like, he's back in. Like, no, it doesn't mean I'm going to play it. I just said that was neat. And people were like, people got really upset. I got a bunch of messages that were like, bye, sellouts. I was like, what the hell? So, yeah.
Well, those people are crazy. Let them leave. Get them out
I
of here.
mean, there's nothing I can do about it. But I've been stuck at the exact same number of YouTube subscribers for 5 years. So that doesn't, like, that's insane to me. That it doesn't go up or down. It might go up by 1,000, but then it'll go down by 1,000 for some reason. It just fluctuates. Hasn't moved. So and that's because YouTube is like YouTube, man. It's where it's at right now. It's oversaturated. The algorithm has this weird thing it does. I don't know how to break it. I've given up, really. So now I just like do my news show and have fun. And even though they're like, dude, in order to like really nail the algorithm, you got to hit 8 minutes plus. I'm like, nah, I'm all right. Like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to invest too much time.
8 minute news.
They're like, yeah, they're like, but you aren't going to make as much money. I was like, I'm fine. I'm all right. It's all good. Thanks, though. And then Twitter is the same. Twitter, I feel like I hit a cap where I don't go up and I don't go down. I just sit there. And I think, like, with everyone, no matter who you are as an entertainer, you have a cap. There's only so many people that can tolerate your ass. And I think I've just hit that, and I'm fine with it. Meanwhile, over on Twitch and TikTok, because I haven't really engaged there before, and now I'm doing it on TikTok, we're doing 2 or 3 videos a week. And even though I have literally zero, I don't put any work into TikTok. I have a lovely editor. She's incredible. She kicks ass on that. She makes the videos. She decides the videos. She does everything. And I let her go. She's zoomering the whole thing, and it's amazing. And, we started out with 0. And, we went from having like 1,000 people watch a video to now I think we're nearing 10,000 followers, whatever it is on there. And I get like 10,000 to some videos like 40,000 views. And we're just like chugging along. And it's, it's great. I'm not on TikTok all the time. It's not a thing I'm like super passionate about, but like I'm in the space. On Twitch, I'm streaming a little bit more. I'm not doing it as often as like most streamers, but like I'm there and it's growing. And it's, it's just, I think because more people are, either I'm doing something different on those, which might just be like, might just be all Final Fantasy 14 fans. I have no clue. I don't know what's going on there. I'm not doing any analytics at all. But like, yeah, it's very obvious that Twitter and YouTube have like a less cool audience now. Like most of the people that are interested in the gaming world have moved to Twitch. And most of the people who are interested in like social media things are on TikTok. It's just like where it's at right now.
Yeah. No, I'd agree with that. I'd say YouTube's been more of a it's definitely like the main like media, but for like so many different things. Like you can find like cat videos, you can find game videos, you can find like this guy ate 1 billion batteries and exploded. Like you can literally just find anything. While like back in the day, it wasn't really that. It was much more like specified. So I think, because I lose subs too, but I'm like, whatever, I don't care. I haven't cared for years at this point.
Yeah, same. I'm so over it. It doesn't affect me at all.
I like just assume that most of these people subbed like 10 years ago, and they're just like, it's just their account's done, or they unsubbed, or they, I don't know, just like a billion, or they were just bots, or it was just old. Like there's whatever. But all I care about is like how are the videos doing? People still like the videos I put up. They still get some views. Neat.
Yeah, I don't care about numbers as much as I do is like, are you a fan? Have I made you happy? Is this good? Did you like the thing I made? Great. So thrilled. And I'm fine if people are like, not for me, but there's like a desire to create content that you yourself can love, and you hope your fans will love it too. And at a certain point, you are forced to figure out what you love versus what your fans love. And like, that's the problem a lot of people have is they start making content because it makes them money rather than it's like something they like.
Yeah. No, it's very true. Because there's people that probably wanted to do YouTube or something for one thing, and then they're like, but if I do these 8 crazy ways your sync can be a sync, they're going to get more views. People love sync videos.
And the problem is that you end up with like a Chills or a Nuke's Top 5 or whatever, where you start at the beginning like top 10 scary ghost things. And it's like, they're pretty scary. And then 5 years in, there are only so many scary ghost videos. So now you're like, what do these girls see? And there's nothing there. And you're like, maybe they saw something. Maybe they didn't. What do you see? And now you're just like going through the motions because you have to make a video that week.
Yeah. And or you're streaming because you have to stream and you're sitting there not doing anything.
And then you check out on your phone and then Jesse tweets about you. Yes.
Exactly. And that's the cycle of life, really.
That is certainly going to segue very nicely into my Jesse dating report.
All right, very good.
Crendor. So I met this girl, and we started talking, and so it was like very nice. We like started talking on text with each other after meeting.
Okay.
And I now am at the point where I have to explain my job. Because she is not a internet person. She is a Hollywood person, but she's not an internet person.
Okay.
And so I tried to explain in this is I just want to read this text to you because it's freaking hilarious.
All right.
So I was trying to explain because like here's the problem. How do you explain to a person that you're in a very small space of the internet you are a famous person?
Right.
It's a weird thing to do because you sound like a crazy lunatic. So I said all this stuff like, yes, so this is the stuff I do. And she said, I'd gathered because she was looking at my Instagram and we just advertised the Chilluminati live show.
Yeah.
And she said, well, I gathered from the podcast, but like, that's wild. So what kind of internet personality are you? Like, this movie is for children and it doesn't follow adult logic, boo, or something else? And I was like, oh no. I was like, so her experience is like basically all the like, I am angry at Star Wars dudes.
Oh,
yeah. And I was like,
you have gotten angry at Star Wars.
Here's the thing. I know. How do I say like, that's not me, but like sometimes maybe. So I basically just wrote a paragraph trying to explain my life to her. And now I'm terrified that she's going to be like, you know what? I'm all right. I finally found someone that I'm like, all right, she's in Hollywood. She's super cool. She seems very down to earth. She's not originally from LA. Everything about this seems chill. It's only been a week. So obviously she has an easy out of like, nah, I'm good.
How'd you meet her?
Just like living life. It was just one of those like, can I get your number kind of things. And we just started talking. And it isn't even like anything remotely close to a relationship. It's just chatting. But admittedly, I'm like,
just
all the boxes are checked off. Jesse is in, completely in. Except now I have to be like, okay, how do I defend my insane career to you? Without it sounding like I am jobless.
Does she enjoy hiking?
Has never mentioned hiking once. Not once.
All right, that's a good sign. Good sign.
It's obvious she's done her research. She clearly has snooped on me. But
well,
like,
it's not too hard. You just type your name in and there you go.
Literally can just find me anywhere. It's not hard. It's always one of the weird things about like dating someone. I'm like, you just Google me. And that sounds so cocky, but like, if you ever want to snoop, there's so much shit. You can find good and bad. Enjoy. I got no secrets. And yeah, I don't know. It's like so difficult to describe to a person like, this is my life. This is what I do. And try to explain like, yeah, I used to do these things, and then this is why I'm doing this now. And I always feel like I have to explain my life story to explain how I went from like teacher to I act like a fool on the internet for money.
Right.
And then I also feel like, how the hell do I explain that to parents? How do I what we do? God bless you for just being over. You're through it. You're married, you're through it. Everyone knows what you are. You don't have to deal with this shit. Me, the older I get, the more insane it sounds what I do. Me, as an adult, doing like, I play video games and act like, that is, how do I sell that as a win for like the future Mrs. Cox? Like, baby, don't worry. I can help you get through Elden Ring. Like, no, I can't even do that, really. I need to call, like, friends to help me. I'm not even good at video games. How am I supposed to, like, what do I tell people?
You're selling your personality.
I guess.
Not your skill at games.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, so that's that. That's what's going on right now. Yeah, I couldn't believe, because she was like, yeah, no, because I tried to explain. I was like, yeah, so, because she works on a set of a show that I'm definitely not going to say on the air. Right. But so she like works on the crew of this show. She seems super down to earth and like she's not an actress. She's just like crew. And I love crew because they're like actual humans. And she's great. And then we were talking about like her work and what she does there. And then she asked like, so, what is your day-to-day like? And I tried to explain it and she was like, what? I was like, yeah, I'm kind of like an internet personality. And she was like, well, I gather from I can't believe this. She's like, what sort of personality? And she just nailed it. Absolutely, like, this movie for children doesn't follow adult logic, boo, or something. And that is, I'm terrified that's what she thinks of every internet person. That's how you know I like her, because I'm worried that she thinks I'm a piece of shit already. Pre-thinks that. Oh, man.
You still do Patreon stuff?
I do still do Patreon stuff, yeah. Why? What? Where's this going?
Oh, I was just wondering, because you mentioned everything, but you didn't mention Patreon. But, like, that's one thing where, like, I just do I do, like, 3 things on Patreon a month. Or, no, I do an AMA. That's for, like, everybody. Then I do a Patreon podcast. So people give topics, and then I answer those topics, a little podcast thing. And then I do a meetup. And then I also do, like, a monthly how I'm doing update. And then occasionally I post, like, a picture of Cat or me
that's
or
cool.
something.
I secretly do Fan Friday over on Patreon.
Oh.
I know. Also, we have all sorts of other things we're doing, but I moved Fan Friday there because Fan Friday was what the patrons wanted anyway, and like Fan Friday, algorithmically, depending on the game, sometimes a lot of people watched and sometimes not many did. And if not many did, it would mess up the channel's algorithm, and it would send, like, the way it works, for those who don't understand, like, if Crendor makes a video, and I don't watch that one Crendor video, whatever that video is, the algorithm is like, interesting. Maybe they're not interested in Crendor anymore. And they're less likely to send you future videos.
Yeah.
So if you're like, oh, Jesse, I like some of your content, but not all of your content, and you don't watch all of it, the algorithm won't send you all of it. And you'll start getting less and less and less, to the point where now, 2 years later, you're like, bro, you still make videos? I haven't seen any of yours pop up in my feed. It's because you stopped watching. You were the problem, not me.
You're the problem.
Yeah. Actually, the algorithm's the problem, but don't tell YouTube that, because I still need the cash.
Yeah. That's the best part about Patreon is it's like another way to rely on, or not rely on, ad revenue, because ad revenue is the worst.
Absolutely. It is because of Patreon that I can do things like 5-minute gaming news and stuff like that, where I don't have to give a shit about, like, the fact that short videos don't make a lot of money. And, it's one of those things that I'm fine with. Money's never been my driving force in my life. And I'm totally okay with doing things that make me happy that are not difficult to do. Like 5-minute gaming news takes about an hour and a half of work compared to a 45-minute Let's Play, which would be 5 to 6 hours of work.
Yeah.
And they get roughly the same amount of views. So, I mean, come on.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great lesson that the more you work, the harder you fall.
There you go. Yeah.
And that's why I would go to patreon.com/Crendor.
Oof. I was trying to do ads, but you did the best ad of all.
Advertise myself.
Damn.
Please, I need your patronage.
Well, speaking of patronage, shout out to Tushy for sponsoring this show.
Oh.
If you, like us, go to the bathroom, I know many of you may not, but if you, like us, go to the bathroom, I know it might sound crazy, but technology in the bathroom sector has not changed that much since Victorian times. Back then, people still wipe their butt with toilet paper. It's 2022. It's the future. We were promised crazy things like 3 seashells and all sorts of stuff. We don't have any of that. But what we do have is a way to upgrade your routine to the new millennium with Tushy. Hello, Tushy Bidets, to be precise. Stop spreading your business around your bum with toilet paper. Start washing with Hello Tushy Bidets. Hello Tushy Bidets, it's an attachment that you add to your existing toilet. It washes that butt with fresh water for the way that just feels clean and better than toilet paper could possibly do. Then it like sprays, you pat it dry, attaches to your existing toilet, no electrician or plumber needed, installs in less than 8 minutes, cuts down on your toilet paper by 80%. You're saving money and the environment. Make your restroom the best room, including the Tushy Bidet system, the attachment ottoman toilet brush. Over 1 million happy bums. Join them today. Take care of your business a cleaner way. We want you right now to have a clean butt. That's a fact. Crendor and I wish that for you. We wish it for you.
Yes.
Visit hellotushy.com/Cox to get 10% off and free shipping right now. That is hellotushy.com/Cox. And if you want, go on social media. Tag at hellotushy. Let them know that we told you to clean your butt. They'll appreciate it. Yeah. That's 10% off at hellotushy.com/Cox. Also today, we're brought to you by ButcherBox. Crendor, did you get your ButcherBox in the mail?
I did.
I have been living high, my friend.
They give you a lot of meat.
I know. So there are multiple ButcherBoxes. Which one did you get?
I got the one that had chicken tendies. It had 3 things of ground meat. I had chicken breasts. I got some pork stuff. There's some other stuff in there too. I think steaks. I got a lot. I got lots of chicken because I have lots of Nando sauce, my dude. Oh yeah.
Oh my God. I've been cooking well. I've been doing good for life. ButcherBox is the subscription service that takes the guesswork out of finding high quality meat. It tastes better, it's more ethical and sustainable. It is meat from partners that have the highest standards for quality. No more searching in the grocery store for 100% grass-fed beef, free-range organic chicken, wild-cut seafood, all that stuff. ButcherBox has it. Their sourcing decisions are made holistically, keeping the farmer, the planet, the animal, and your family in mind. Every month, ButcherBox ships a curated selection of high-quality meat right to your home. Free shipping for the continental U.S. No antibiotics or added hormones. Each box contains 8 to 14 pounds of meat, depending on the box you choose. That's enough for 24 individual meals. Packed fresh, shipped frozen for convenience, so you can save time on your next grocery store trip. Customize your own box or go with one of their pre-selected ones. Whatever you want, they got it. This is your chance right now to never have to shop for ground beef again, because ButcherBox is giving new members free ground beef for life. Sign up at butcherbox.com/Cox. Get 2 pounds of ground beef free in every order for the life of your membership. Log into ButcherBox. It's how it's spelled, .com/Cox to claim the deal. All right, Crendor, let's go over to chapter number 7. Let's go with Crendor. How's that traffic out there?
Oh boy, we got traffic. It is crazy. We got love, we got happiness, and we got joy. Those things are taking up the freeway, and they gotta stop because we got too much love, joy, and happiness out there. We need some anger. All right?
What?
I don't know. I really don't know what I'm saying right now. But it is warmer outside, which has been nice. I've been opening up the windows. That's been nice. Even when it rains, it's like 60 degrees, which is like great. Love me some 60-degree rain. Which, I guess for some people, like if you're in California, then it's like that anyway. But here, all right, it's been like 20 to 30 degrees for the last like few months, all right? We're finally hitting that spring to summer weather, okay? I can go outside and be like, vitamin D and sunlight again and the warmth. So that's pretty neat. In fact, I've kind of been just spring cleaning everything, to be honest. It's been pretty nice because you just open everything up. You air it out. You air out your house. Did you know you're supposed to do that like 15 minutes every week? Even in the winter, you're supposed to air out your house. So, yeah. Back to you.
Thanks, Crendor. I want you to know that you said there's too much love, joy, and happiness in the world. We need more anger. That's what you said.
I meant in terms of the traffic.
Right. Of course.
I'm just saying what I was seeing down on the roads.
Right. Ooh.
Listen, all I'm saying is, every time I go out to drive, there's some people getting angry. And right now, I look down there's too much love, joy, and happiness. And at some point, there's going to be some anger.
You want
So
some
I'm just
equilibrium,
saying-
is what you're saying. You want a balance.
For the
Of the
natural
two.
balance of life. You know what
Right,
I'm saying?
circle of life. I get it. Yeah.
There's got to be some guy, getting honked at because he didn't go within the first like 3 seconds of the light turning green, and then sticking his hand out the window and doing the middle finger.
Yeah, it's not natural if that doesn't happen. You're right.
Yeah.
Of course you're right.
That's the cycle of life. I also saw that happen literally.
I think that's what those lions were singing about. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, traffic. I also literally saw that happen like yesterday.
I saw a video on Reddit yesterday, speaking of traffic, where a dad was teaching a son to drive, and they turn up. He's like, all right, so turn up here on this corner. And they make the turn. There's a huge pothole. He's like, avoid the pothole. And the kid turns and hits like the side of the sidewalk and drives up like an embankment, and the car flips over. And the dad's like, no. The dad's just so disappointed. He's like, the car's upside down. Oh my God. I was like, you didn't expect that to happen. Also, I know that poor boy never like that kid is never driving now. Never.
Oh yeah, never. 100%.
Oh man.
That's the traffic.
Okay, let's go to weather.
Weather. Oh wait, somebody tweeted me about you saying to weather or something.
Yeah, probably from earlier today. Someone came into my chat like, Jesse, can you do weather for this? I was like, don't ask me. I don't do the weather. Ask Crendor.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna go to the last episode and find some weather, but this is easier. So they want the weather from Lowboro, UK. Lowboro? I think it's Lowboro. That sounds
Lowboro?
right.
I don't know. It probably has like it probably is actually
Lowboro.
like Lime Street, knowing how they say stuff in the UK.
Lowboro. In Lowboro, it's 42 degrees, American units. It's going to feel like 55, and nighttime will be 37. Let's see. Hold on. What the shit? Where is... Oh, it's by Nottingham. Nottingham. It's up by the old Nottingham. 85% humidity, 29.99 inches of pressure, 10-mile visibility, 8-mile-an-hour winds. You got a 5:44 a.m. sunrise, 8:20 p.m. sunset. You got a 37 dew point, 0 on the UV index, and a waning crescent moon phase. Looking at the 10-day. 55 with showers early, then partly cloudy. 10 to 15 mile-an-hour winds, 40% chance of rain, and then this whole week is 56 cloudy, 56 cloudy, 58 cloudy, 58 cloudy, 62 cloudy, 60 with rain, 61 cloudy, 58 cloudy, 60 cloudy. It's pretty much about 60 degrees and cloudy, which that's not too bad. That's pretty much what it's like here as well, with a little more sun mixed in. But
Yeah, that doesn't sound. It's, we know we're spring, man.
yeah, listen, if it's above 50 degrees, I'm loving it.
Yeah, but up. Yeah.
Bop, 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 bop. That's the weather, unless there's some wild Lowboro stuff.
I don't mean, it doesn't sound like there's any Lowboro stuff.
That's about, yeah, sounds about, there's gotta be something.
I don't know.
Let's see. This says, why is Lowboro famous? Lowboro is the market center of a fertile agricultural district.
Yeah,
So there you go.
Yeah.
It's got electrical engineering, bell founding, and hosiery manufacturing. You got electricity, bells,
You're digging
and
deep, man. You're digging deep.
stockings.
They got electricity. Wow.
That's what it says. Listen, it's literally the word for word. Okay, so you got your stockings, you got your electricity, and you got your bells. That's all you got. And I guess clouds. That's the weather.
Oh, okay. Let's go to sports.
Sports. Oh boy, we've got sports. First things first, NBA playoffs have been wild. Currently, the Bucks are up on the Bulls 3-1. Warriors are up on the Nuggets 3-1. Miami goes up 3-1 on the Hawks. Celtics up 3-0 on the Nets, who might get swept after thinking they were going to win the whole thing. Then the Pelicans are currently beating the Suns. That would even up the series 2-2 if that sticks. But we'll see how that game finishes. Philadelphia up 3-1 on the Raptors. And I feel like I'm missing a game. What am I missing? There's a game I'm missing here. Oh, yeah, Grizzlies Timberwolves are tied up at 2 apiece. And the Mavericks and the Jazz also tied up at 2 apiece. Good series over there. If the Bulls lose, which they probably will, I'm pulling for the Grizzlies. So I'm hoping the Grizzlies win. I like John Morant. I like the Grizzlies. And that's basketball. Then in hockey, over in hockey there,
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy, there, yep. There's getting close to the end of the season here. In fact, are they at the end of the season? It's pretty close. Not yet. I think they've only got a couple of games left. Looks like Colorado's in, Minnesota, St. Louis, Calgary, Edmonton, with Los Angeles, Nashville, Dallas, Vegas, all fighting for playoff spots. And then the East is all set with Florida, Carolina, Toronto, Rangers, Tampa Bay, Boston, Pittsburgh, and Washington. In fact, hold on. Are there... April 25, 27. I guess May 1st is the final game. So they still have another week. This is their final week of hockey. So that checks out. And then baseball. Actually, pretty fun baseball news. The Cubs yesterday won 21-0 over the Pittsburgh Pirates.
You know what? Poor Pirates, man.
Well, they actually won today 4-3. They beat the Cubs. So
it still doesn't make it good. It still doesn't... I'm sure they weren't like, all right, let's put in our A team for this second game.
Yeah. Well, currently the Pirates are 8-8. Cubs are 7-9, which is better than I thought they'd do, to be honest. Best team in baseball currently is the New York Mets at 12-5, followed by the Dodgers, the San Francisco Giants up there. You got the Yankees, Blue Jays up there. Seattle, didn't expect them. Milwaukee, St. Louis, Colorado are all the big teams up the top. And then the NFL draft is next week. Well, this week, I guess. Pumped for that. We got our big week on our football podcast. 3 guys talk about football. It's me, Sinvicto, Rob, Bear Taffy, Dumb Dog sometimes.
I love this is 100% a football podcast. And Dumb Dog is on sometimes.
It's a good time. We talk. Yeah. We just talk. We've done this podcast like 4 or 5 years. And every week or every year the draft, we do a pre-draft show on Tuesday. The NFL draft Thursday night. We live stream it, but we can't actually stream the draft, so we stream the draft page while having the draft up on the other monitor.
That's not a bad idea. It's pretty smart.
Yeah, so we just react to it, and it's a good time. And this is when we get hope. We're like, oh man, our team just got some good young players. Hopefully this will be it. And then you wait till August to see if it actually plays out. So this is gonna be a fun week for the NFL stuff, and I'm pretty excited for that. And that's sports.
Okay. Crendor, what is our fact of the day?
Fact of the day. I found this one before we were even going to do the podcast today, because I was just clicking on this, and I was like, that's pretty interesting. And you actually kind of did a little segue into it with the bop-bop-bop-bop.
Uh-oh. Yeah?
McDonald's introduced drive-through service due to the military.
What? I didn't know this.
That's what I'm saying. The first McDonald's drive-thru was installed in a restaurant based in Sierra Vista, Arizona, located near the Fort Huachuca, I don't know how to say that, military installation. Military rules forbade the soldiers from wearing their military uniforms in public, and they weren't about to change into civilian clothes just to grab a burger and run back to base. So restaurant manager David Rich came up with a solution: cut a hole into the wall and allow members of the military to pick up their orders without stepping out of their car. The convenience and simplicity of the idea quickly caught on.
That's actually pretty interesting. I had no idea that it was the military that gave us drive-thrus.
That was the internet too, right? Because the internet was like using, or the military was using the internet, and then Al Gore was like, Al Gore, and then it like went mainstream.
I think it's, most things come from either the military or, the space race, which was at the time, NASA was kind of like a military thing because we had to beat the Russians. Like, yeah, the idea, like most of the big technological leaps we as Americans at least had during a certain period of time came from military tech. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's crazy. We got
and
the
now
internet
McDonald's
and drive-thrus. McDonald's.
Here we are.
The military, not McDonald's. McDonald's gave us the internet.
McDonald's gave us the military.
Yes. Just picture like Ronald McDonald. It's like in a military outfit, then like grimace with him, like, I got the bazooka.
Just Mayor McCheese riding a tank.
They're just trying to take down the Hamburglar and his evil army.
Yeah. Bertie with the semi-automatic, dressed in fatigues. By the way, I know way too many McDonald's characters. Like, way too many. The Fry Guys. Remember the Fry Guys?
Oh, yeah, the Fry Guys.
Oh, my God.
I feel like the Fry Guys would be like the fast attackers. Like, they're on the ground. They're
the sappers,
through.
100%.
Yeah. Speed through to set C4s up.
Yeah.
Say that's your fact of the day.
All right. What is our big news story of the day?
Big news story of the day. There were two that I found, both pretty short, so we can probably do both of them here.
Okay.
We'll start with this one. Hungry Javelina gets stuck in car, goes for ride in Arizona.
What is a javelina?
I thought the same thing, and if you look it up,
I'm glad we're on the same page.
It's like a warthog type thing.
Javelina is a wart. What the hell? It
Javelina
is a little warthog, except they are ugly as sin.
They're called a New World pig.
Well, here's the thing. They're not ugly. They're kind of cutie pies. Oh, the babies are super cute. But when they open their mouths, they're ugly. You can say that for a lot of people. You're cute, but when you open your mouth, you're ugly. Yeah, they're all javelinas is what they are.
Well, here's this guy. All right. He jumped in to get a bag of Cheetos only to be trapped when the hatch closed to the car.
I've never felt more represented. Jumped in to get a bag of Cheetos, got trapped when the hatch closed. I feel like I've been there.
I would say the bear is probably your most represented, but this is like a close second.
I'm very animalistic, I think. I feel like I'm one bad day away from just joining my brothers in the forest.
Or in a trap in a car.
Or get stuck in a car. Yeah.
A hungry javelina in Arizona ended up going for a drive when it became trapped inside an empty car and bumped it into neutral. Deputies in Yavapai County responded to a call last week in Cornville, a community 10 miles south of Sedona. Good old Cornville.
I bet. You know what's crazy? I probably have driven through there, and I probably remarked something along, because when I was driving past Sedona one time, I remarked to myself, boy, that town was called like jalapeno town, but there were no jalapenos, like that kind of thing. I wonder if Cornville is like, yeah, there's not actually any corn here.
That does sound right. It could have been Cornville. 10 miles south of Sedona, about a javelina stuck in a Subaru station wagon. Javelinas are pig-like animals that are native to desert environments. After speaking with the car's owner and other residents, they determined the car's hatchback had been left open overnight. Javelina jumped in to get a bag of Cheetos, then the hatch closed, trapping the animal inside. The authorities say the Javelina ripped off a portion of the dashboard and inside of a door in an attempt to escape. The animal then managed to knock the car into neutral, causing it to roll down the driveway and across the street.
Yes.
Where it came to rest, and the Javelina was not injured. A deputy opened the hatch, and the Javelina was able to run back into the wild.
I very much like that. Oh my god, that is, I can imagine that pig losing its mind as the car is like slowly rolling away. Or he's convinced he's got it figured out. Or the pig is like, finally, freedom.
I mean, that's what happens. You just want food, and you get trapped, and you have to freak out and break stuff. That's like what Cat does. If he doesn't get food, he starts going crazy. He starts like knocking stuff off stuff. So that was that story. Now we've got another big time story. Woman rescued after falling in outhouse toilet trying to get phone.
There's like two stories here, but yes, go on.
This is in Quilcene, Washington. A woman who accidentally dropped her cell phone into the hole of an outhouse in a national forest and fell in while trying to retrieve it had to be rescued by firefighters in Washington state. Brennan Fire Department Chief Tim Manley said the woman, who was at the top of Mount Walker in the Olympic National Forest northwest of Seattle, had been using her phone when it fell into the toilet on Tuesday. Manley said she disassembled the toilet seat and used dog leashes to try and get the phone.
God. I would have been like, it's gone. It's gone.
Yep. And eventually used the leashes to tie herself off as she reached for it. That effort failed, and she fell into the toilet head first.
Oh, my God.
They didn't work very well, and she went in, Manley said. The woman was alone and tried to get out for 10 to 15 minutes. Reunited with her phone, she called 911. Responding firefighters passed her blocks to stand on to reach a harness, which they used to pull her out of the vault. The Brennan Fire Department said the woman was uninjured. She was washed down and strongly encouraged to seek medical attention after being exposed to human waste, but she only wanted to leave. I've been doing this for 40 years, and that was a first, Manley said. How big is this outhouse?
I have so many questions about this.
Like, it's gotta be. I gotta look this up.
I mean, I like falling in. I know that you and I are both imagining she fell in, but
Yeah,
like it can't be that big of a fall in, right?
That's what I'm saying. How deep does this thing go? There's like, okay, big outhouse. There's gotta be something. Even like big outhouse, they don't look like they go that deep. I don't understand.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know, dude. I want to imagine it's way worse than it actually is because it makes the story a little funnier. But also, I don't know how that can be possible.
Like, I'd put in how deep is an outhouse hole. And right now, it doesn't look that deep.
I'm going to type in biggest outhouse. Biggest outhouse. Really? 2-story outhouses? What?
2 stories.
Oh, these are ones built by people.
Oh, yeah.
Also, they built it for comic sake. Obviously,
Yeah.
you don't want to be below the 2. Inside the world's largest outhouse race. That's not true.
There's gotta be something out here.
An old outhouse, worst outhouses, outhouse Wikipedia. Is there not just like... No matter what, they're not big. It's just a place to go to the bathroom. They're not big.
Yeah. There's got to be... Okay, here we go. Somebody's got to have some sort of like... thing. Okay.
Maybe largest outhouse.
Yeah.
Nope, still nothing. It's still just a little tiny thing.
Head first. Fish with... There's like no story. I just want to see a picture. I just want to know...
Premium outhouse. It's still just a shack. I don't know what.
All right. Anybody out there that works in a place that knows about outhouses or has some sort of outhouse knowledge, just anything, give us some sort of information.
We have to know. Is there what does falling into an outhouse really mean?
Yeah. Because, like, everything I look, it doesn't even look like you can fall in.
That's what I'm saying. Like, maybe she, like, stumbled in, but then, like, maybe her tush got dirty. Like, what happened? What happened here?
Yeah. And, like, okay, like, maybe if it's, like, a few feet deep, I guess maybe you're, like, okay, maybe, okay, hear me out. Maybe it's, like, a few feet deep, so she couldn't reach the phone, right? So she had to, like, tie herself to the thing so she could, like, kind of lean in a bit.
You're
but then
stretching
she
here.
fell in. I don't know.
This is a stretch.
I don't know.
I thought what she was trying to do was use the leashes to, like, hook the phone.
She was.
Not herself. Well,
Yeah, she said she was, but then she decided to tie herself to the thing with the leashes, and that's when she fell in because they just broke.
Again. If you're tying yourself to a thing with a leash... That is like when people hang off the ledge of a cliff. Like they need someone to hold them with a rope so they can reach a thing on the other side. How far down was this?
Yeah, this has to be like way down there. And then to get
Where
stuck
are people
that you can't
pooping
get out?
into a void? What is going on?
I have no idea. Like I said, if you have any knowledge, just paint a picture.
Let us know. You have to tell us.
That's the news.
All right. That's it for us. Thanks so much for listening or watching or however enjoying this podcast. Crendor. Hit him with the socials.
Socials. Follow us on youtube.com/Cox and Crendor podcast or subscribe there. I don't know, whatever. To find all these episodes, the backlog, and hopefully have them pop up in your YouTube feed whenever it uploads. Or you can go to youtube.com/Cox and Crendor if you just want the animations to pop up there. Or you can follow us on any of our platforms. We got Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, or there's probably some other ones. We're all over. Also, follow us on our main things. Go to our Patreons, patreon.com/Jesse Cox, patreon.com/Crendor. Follow us on the Twitch, twitch.tv/Crendor, twitch.tv/Jesse Cox. Follow us on YouTube, youtube.com/Jesse Cox, YouTube.com/Crendor. Facebook Crendor, Facebook Jesse Cox, Twitter Jesse Cox, Twitter Crendor, Instagram Notorious Cox, Instagram Crendor's taken, and the rest.
Great. And the rest. Okay, that's it. Thanks again, everybody, and we will see you next time. So as always, to be continued.